What's up guys, Monster Dino Reviews, and welcome back to another video with me. Today we have got a huge one. It's the new 93 edition Classic Red Rex. And I saw this in the store. If you saw the last video, I did a huge haul video. So panning to the right quickly. And you can see that I have got all of these to review in the next week or so, reviewing each one individually. Anyway guys, so yeah, here we go. Here's the Red Rex. Now, one of the catch about this Rex is he's based on the original 93 edition or 1993 Kenner Red Rex with the real feel skin texture. So all of this is real feel minus the legs and the arms, which is the same actually. I think the 93 Red Rex was the same. The head is also plastic. So everything else is this really nice real feel texture. So yeah, now looking at the packaging, it's obviously a very cool throwback to the original Kenner line of toys with that awesome orange over yellow over black, and that creates the original Jurassic Park logo. But it's like obviously like a sunset or something. I just love it. This really is hitting all the nostalgia. And I played Jurassic Park. Obviously, it's based on the 93 Rex, but I did Jurassic Park Builder on the mobile way back, and you had the Red Rex in that. You unlocked it, and it was a skin. So yeah, bringing back tons of nostalgia for me. Okay, let's take a look at the actual toy. So on the back here, we have a montage of different shots of what the T-Rex does. So apparently it can chomp things, it can roar, and I don't know what this last one is. Reveal, it says. So no idea what that is. We'll get to that in a minute. Tyrannosaurus Rex, and that's about it. Oh, he has one of those dino DNA things on the side here. So yeah, that's all there is really. It's fairly simplistic, but let's get him open. Let's take a quick look at the Rex in all of its glory. And we're going to compare him, guys, to the other Rexes over here. And this is a throwback shot itself to one of my videos that did very well. So yeah, we'll do that in a minute. Okay, so like most of these toys from Mattel, it's just these two big straps, and there'll probably be some pins in his legs keeping him in. So I'll just be very careful here to take this off. This is actually a thicker kind of rope that they've used, or string, than the normal. So I'm not sure why they've done that, but obviously it's just because it's red. That was harder to get off than normal. There we go. Didn't manage to actually touch the dinosaur at all, so you just have to be very careful with these. And that should be free. Now we've got the bottom to do. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Yeah, so used to these. Okay, so I was very careful to score all the way down the sides here just to help it out. It's a hassle taking it apart from the sides, so I've not bothered doing that. Okay, and he's free. At least, I think he's free. There we go. Nice. So I had to put a little plaster on because I cut myself while I was opening him. So guys, looking at the red T-Rex, he's got this really nice red hue, accented by these darker stripes. And underneath you've got this almost yellowish colour running most of the way down the body, well, all the way down the body, most of the way down the tail. And that was obviously in homage to the 93 Kenner Rex. So it's, yeah, it's actually a really nice colour scheme. I do like that with the darker stripes. And it's just a shame the yellow didn't run most of the way down the tail, so going down to, you know, fading out to about here, or even just going all the way. But yeah, that's a minor gripe. Also with the striping, you'll notice it doesn't actually go all the way down the leg. It just sort of stops midway. I don't know why they've done that. That's interesting, but it's not like, it doesn't look like terrible because it does it with the tail as well on the top. As you can see, the striping doesn't go all the way down. Other than that, just a really nice rendition of the T-Rex. Now, as I was saying, he does the chomp function, guys. And you can see he has a gullet hole here, so he can chomp very small dinosaur figures. I'm not sure what size is small enough to be chomped by that, but maybe you guys will know. You can put it in the comments below. So, and this is what the reveal actually means. He has a reveal section, much like the colossal T-Rex. So he can actually eat things. And that obviously shows you the texture of this real feel skin. Now, in terms of posability, guys, he's pretty typical to the other T-Rexes. No knee joint posability. Legs or feet turns in and out. Your arms actually do go side to side, which I'll have to check if that's normal. I know an issue with the original 93 Red Rex was that its arms were just in the come at me bro sort of position, so they were really wide. So now I'm just going to double check with the other one. Yeah, they cannot do that. As you can see, this one is just up and down, and that's it. This is the Camp Cretaceous T-Rex. Can't remember the name of it. The Epic Roaring T-Rex. Now, one thing I did notice, guys, these guys are in exactly the same sort of scale, and we'll check that in a second, but this is on the larger end for the T-Rex. You've got the smaller size ones, the Extreme Damage and the Legacy Collection T-Rex. So I'll get a look at those in a second. But yeah, opening his mouth up, you can see this guy has that really nice rubber tongue. Now, I know this guy has a chomping function where he can swallow things, so that's probably why they didn't do that. But you'll notice there is no actual tongue posability whatsoever. It's just fused to the model, so that's a shame. So taking a look above now, you can see that the Hammond Collection T-Rex is actually still the biggest version of the T-Rex, and that's by quite some way actually. It's got to be 1.5 inches longer. The Epic Roaring and the 93 Real Feel Rex are, I would say, identical in length. Let me just get it side to side here. Now, I would say, actually, it's a slight edge to the Real Feel Red Rex. He's just a tad longer than that T-Rex. So he's actually on the larger end of the T-Rex figures. I'm just trying to think if there's any others. No, I'd say he's probably the second largest T-Rex in the regular size line, not counting the Colossals, after the Hammond Collection T-Rex. Now here is the Hammond Collection T-Rex. There we go. So the Hammond Collection T-Rex is obviously quite bigger by some way. That's better, isn't it? Put the lighting up. Now there is the Legacy Collection and Extreme Damage T-Rex, which are exactly the same size, so I'll just use this one. And as you can see, this is in the smaller size scale for the T-Rex, it's probably around 3 inches smaller than the Hammond Collection. Actually, no, it's about 3 inches or 2 or 3 inches smaller than the Real Feel Red Rex. And to the Hammond Collection, it's around 5 inches smaller. It's quite a lot smaller. So that's them. So yeah, all three look really good next to each other, being so different from one another. Obviously, this one, the beige, dark brown with the Hammond Collection, and the red from this red T-Rex. So yeah, okay. Now, guys, let's take a look at the features of the T-Rex. Obviously, we've seen that he's got the come at me bro posability on the arms, which is quite funny. In terms of tail articulation, there is none, really. It's just quite bendable at the end. In fact, actually, maybe it has one of these... I don't really want to stress it, but maybe it has one of these joints. You know, like bendy wire. Yeah, it feels like it kind of does, but I don't want to stress it too much just in case. So you have that, then you've got the basic levels of articulation. Now, the paint job is really nice. I tried to go for the one that was the most complete looking in the store. It's got kind of like a faded effect where there's like bits of the regular red sort of showing through, and that's prevalent throughout most of these T-Rex designs. Now taking a look at the mouth. Obviously the teeth are unpainted, they're kind of plasticky looking, so that's another minor criticism. I would have liked to have seen some sort of darkened wash or fading going across on the teeth, but we don't have that. And he does eat stuff, so the mouth opens up pretty much on its own, which is nice because you can pose it. No neck articulation, which is a shame, and a lot of these other figures do have some of that. They've obviously got throwing functions, and you know, the Hammond collection just is just a poseable beast overall. So how do we get this guy to open his mouth? 1 second. So turning him round on the other side, and you've got this on the leg, and this is actually probably one of my favorite ways to hide this thing, because normally there are just like a big dip where you pull it out. The compartment actually opens up, and there you've got the dino, I don't know what it is, the DNA scanner thing. I've never bobbed any of these, so if you guys know how they are, I may end up doing a video on, you never know. Let me know. So I haven't yet actually found where the roar is. Tried squeezing the neck, because the neck's all rubbery, as you can see here, and the body is actually, it feels like it's got a rib cage under there, which is cool. There must be some sort of mechanism here, or at least a button. Let me check the back of the box again. Ah, it was on the back here somewhere. It wasn't this far up, it was further down. So the button is actually here. That's actually really nice. We don't get the normal or the typical overused T-Rex roar, the sound. So it's nice that that's not the one. And obviously the 93 Rex had a similar sound, if I recall. I don't actually own that model, so I'm going to do that at some point. I say a model, toy, figure, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to do that at some point. But it's a shame that the mouth doesn't open, really. I guess you have to just sort of do that yourself. We get so used to all these gimmicks that when they're not actually there, you're like, oh, where's that? So, where is it? Where's the button again? There we go. Oh, that's a different sound. That's really cool. We have at least 3 different sounds there. That may be 4 sounds, I'm not entirely sure, but that's very cool. A nice welcome touch, actually, to have it not just be the same sound all the time. So I have to do something that most reviewers won't do, and that is my foot fetish with these dinosaurs. As you can see, they're all actually on different feet sculpts. So if I just move this guy out of the way, and we put him next to the Hammond Collection T-Rex, and we can zoom in then. And you can see the feet are actually, are they slightly small? I think they're pretty similar to the Hammond Collection, but it's just the scaling on the feet that looks slightly different. Yeah, they're not on the same foot sculpt. The Hammond Collection's ridges come up quite a way higher than the Red Rex. And you can see that on the side here. Now let's take a look at the epic roaring. So just move him from this. Yeah, I always like to check these smaller details. And you can see with this guy, the sculpt is actually pretty similar, but it's not exactly the same. So if I just move this down. Yeah, it's pretty similar, but it's not the same. In fact, I would say this guy's got wider toes. Very similar sized feet. It just does look like the Red Rex has slightly wider toes on the end. Or they're the exact same sculpt, I don't know. But the Hammond Collection one is definitely slightly different. In fact, his feet are actually ever so slightly bigger, which is a criticism with that model. Yeah, they do look really nice when displayed next to each other, as you can see. So I just love the realistic look of the epic roaring. When you've got it in certain lighting, it just pops visually, and that's because of the fading effect they've used on it. And the Hammond Collection's face, just really nice. The red fill Rex actually could have used a bit more darkening around the mouth and stuff. I'm not going to criticize it because it's obviously red, and T-Rexes probably were not typically red in color in actuality, but it's just nice to own a different take on it. So looking at the front here, to have it in real feel with the texture just like the old dinosaurs is just such a cool throwback. So when you actually hold the figure in your hands, it does just feel so much better than the hard plastic of these ones. There's no substitutes for it. It's just the real feel, whatever it is that they use, kind of soft plastic. So if you were to combine this soft real feel plastic to the posability of the Hammond Collection T-Rex, you would pretty much have the ultimate T-Rex here, guys. There is obviously room for improvement because this is just an amazing amount of posability. Whereas this guy, sort of, it has the plastic in place like the old dinosaurs. You can just sort of stress it, but it doesn't feel as good. So if they would just add the real feel texture here with the posability of the Hammond Collection T-Rex, that would be just massive. Okay, last thing, guys, we're going to get them on the spinner, take a look at them side by side. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like, comment and subscribe. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel. And yeah, I'll be posting up the next reviews in a few days. So take care, guys. Thank you for watching.